First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. And it says, "Don't you realize that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given to you by God? You do not belong to yourself, for God bought you with a high price. So you must honor God with your body." Chapter 5. Chapter 5 was the season of eyes. That would be capital I apostrophe S, or as we like to say, me, myself, and I. I went on a journey of doing things for self. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing things for self. Sometimes we can be selfish as long as it's a healthy selfishness. My journey of me, myself, and I was not a healthy journey per se. For one, I pulled myself away from, my children. And it was a lot of pivotal moments that I know I missed being a part of. There were things in our lives that, they may have had questions about, or things that they went through that I was not present to help them through. So, I wasn't out in the streets being reckless, doing crazy stuff. But I can honestly say, as a mother, I was reckless being a mother because I was not available to my kids. Now, when they had little things at the school, I showed up. I made sure that I was there, but I wasn't truly present. A lot of times we can be someplace, but our presence lacks because we're not truly in it. And during this time, I would say probably, between 2 and 4 years, I was doing what I wanted to do, and pulled me away really from my family and all my kids. It was like I was searching. I was out searching for something, trying to make me happy, trying to be someone who I was not. Instead of truly chasing after God, I was running away from Him. And, the whole time while being, doing for myself, running out, I'm saying running out in the world, but being a part of the world's party, the enemy wasn't doing anything to pick with me. And what happens is when you're in the world, the enemy ain't gonna mess with you because you're not a threat to him. And if we're being honest, when you're out in the world, without God's covering over you, the enemy is just using you until you may come to that aha moment that you need God. Because at the end of the day, the enemy hates us. He don't like us. He can care less. He's upset and mad because there's no grace that's going to be extended to him. He doesn't have a chance to even get into heaven, and that was a choice that he made. Where we have that choice, and my hope and my prayer is that if you are finding yourself in that place where you're out in the world, but you know that God has better. My prayer for you is that your spiritual eyes will be open to see the benefits that Christ has for you. But eventually, I had to come to the realization that where I was going was not beneficial for me at all. And I'm sparing details on anything, but I was out here wild. You go further down my TikTok, I left my stuff there. You can see I was wilding because I want people to see that even in your mess, God still has a plan and a purpose over your life. It's just, you going to surrender? Are you going to give him that, that access to you? So, a little while later, going along, I'm still in my mess mode, but also realizing that, I need to get my life together. And, I'm going to work, and at my job, I was the best at what I did. So much so to where, as new people were coming in, they were asking me to train them, and I was like, "All right, bet, I ain't got no problem with that. I could train them." I started training them. Found out how much I loved teaching people, and that's when all Hades started breaking loose in my life.